And hi everyone, welcome again to some Eagle news. It's wonderful Christmas news just one day after I just found out about E19. Now we have E20. It's just hatched a few minutes ago. I tried to confirm it, but I confirm it via the webcam, although I think sometimes one can only allow to call for a hatch when it's completely left the eggshell. So anyway, that's E20. It's absolutely wonderful just to see these first moments. I'm just going to put the title away so you can see this much better. There you go. So that happened a few few minutes ago. Isn't it wonderful? So that's a big news about Southwest Florida just between Christmas and New Year. And so that's been many years now. For those of you, I mean, most of you, I don't have to tell you about the Southwest Florida eagle nest. I'm just going to see if you have any comments. I'm sure you have lots of comments on what's going on here. Let me just check. It's always a bit difficult for me to see. Yeah, I can see that now. There are lots of comments. Yes. Yes, hi. So Tim's there, Renee. I can see lots of people. He's tired. Yes, it's very exhausting to be born. Hi, Mohammed. Birder, Susan, everyone's there. Great, wonderful. I'll just see who's there on, I think, let's see if I should be alive on YouTube too, I believe so. Let me just check very quickly. Yes. Hi, everyone on YouTube. Irene, Leanne, Mary, Kelly. Isn't it exciting? It is so exciting. It's absolutely wonderful. And well, that's the best part. And you know what's so amazing? Within just a few weeks, these tiny things will completely outgrow their parents. In fact, in about 1 month, their rate of weight gain will be phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And they'll be bigger than their parents because they need bigger and wider wingspan in order to compensate for their for their clumsy flights, right? I myself have been actually at the Southwest Florida nest. Yeah, I was there, and it was absolutely wonderful. And I always wanted to go back, but COVID didn't allow me to. So I might have to wait until next year. Hopefully, it'll get better. But isn't it wonderful there you have both E19 and E20 there? And two big parents' head. It's just so incredible to see this moment. It's just beautiful. That's it's stunning, isn't it cute, Leo? It is, isn't it? It's absolutely wonderful. I mean, what more can give you joy than this, right? It's, oh gosh. And you know, you got this beautiful light at the moment there. It's a wonderful day. Isn't it? Hi, Jillian and Leanne. I can see all your comments. COVID is keeping you away too. Yes, Mary, I know. Yes, 2 eggs in the nest. That's right. So this is E19, E20, right? So before we had Harriet and oh, come on, I've got the names. Well, not Harriet and M15 before that, sorry. But they've been around for a few years now. And that's the only ones I ever saw was Harriet and M15. I didn't see the prior history. Hi, Gentleman Ghost. COVID sucks. It does. Well, I'm supposed to go to Brazil. I think it's in, yeah. I don't know if we're going to go because it's just so risky, right? So I'm not sure. I would love to go and show you some beautiful wildlife there, but I don't know. Oh, Ozzy, thank you, Susan. It's Ozzy and Harriet. Thanks for reminding me. Of course, it's Ozzy and Harriet. The tragic story in 2015. That's right, 2014, 2015. That's it. Thanks for reminding me. You're very good. Many of you know this much better than I do, of course. I've only been there once. Hi, Eric. Yeah. Really wild. We are able to see this in all eagles' nests sitting at home, isn't it? It's marvelous. It's the same. It's what I also absolutely enjoy, right? To be able to see these moments. And this is only a few minutes ago. And look how beautiful we can see nature now without ever disturbing it. I mean, there's no way we could observe wildlife like this, and the amount of knowledge that we gain, isn't it? And we can watch it from home, Jillian, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing. And it makes bad things go away. Yes, Mary, it does. It does. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Well, it's super exciting wherever you may be. Yeah, tell me in the chat, please, where you're from. Hello from Sweden. Hey, Sverige, hur är det? Gode bra, that's Jessica from Sweden. I do speak some Swedish, so I should be okay. But it's very late in Sweden now, isn't it? But it's nice there. You see, the whole world is watching this. Isn't it amazing? It's so beautiful. It's incredible. Ah, here we go. USA, Delaware. Yes, been there, Rebecca. I've been there. Where else have you been? Where else are you from? Just let me know. Iowa, of course, Tim. Yes, yes. Gentleman Ghost, they certainly picked a great weather location for December. They always do. What is this? So I can't see that. Antnoch, Illinois. I see. I haven't been there. North Dakota. Yes, been there. I was in Alaska this summer and saw lots of eagles. Great, Eric. Then you've been in Alaska more recently than I have. I haven't even been to Alaska sometime. Susan says Illinois. There seem to quite a few from. Oh, Fort Myers, Florida, of course. Yes. So Carol, you're right. You're right at the door where they are. Isn't that incredible? Beautiful. Hey, from Brazil. That's nice. Tudo bem. Yes, Joe from Brazil. That is great. That's wonderful. Texas. Oh, you got wonderful weather in Texas, I think. Washington State. Good. Well, that's right. Our southern neighbors. That's great. Freezing Calgary. I can't imagine that. We've had some cold weather, right? Isn't that incredible? Yeah, I don't know what to. Let me look at the other channel here. Mary says from Philadelphia. That's good. And Lee Ann says from Wilmington, North Carolina. I have not been there. Arkansas, of course. Yes. Coast of Maryland. So many people from the East Coast. Yes, I can see that. That's great. Tudo bam. That's good. St. Catharines, Ontario. That must be freezing cold there. Oh my goodness. It's very nice to have the chat. You know, to be. Let me just spool back a little bit because it's just so amazing. 1 second. I'm just going to spool back a tiny bit because it's just such a beautiful moment. So we can look at this again. Here it comes. This is the moment where you can see. This is just this beautiful moment. Arkansas. Yeah, is Swedish easier to understand if you speak German? Yes, it is. Gentleman Ghost, it is a Germanic language. I learned Swedish in about 8 months, 6 to 8 months. It is easier, but it's even easier, Gentleman Ghost, if you speak Dutch. It is. But yes, there are Germanic roots, and the more difficult the language gets, the easier it actually gets. The beginning is quite difficult actually, and then it gets easier. The pronunciation is very difficult in Swedish, and I have a very strong accent, so I'm not going to speak a lot here. Czech Republic, Prague, beautiful. I've been there. That's so beautiful to have been. Not too cold in St. Catharines. That's good to know. Freezing cold BC. Yes, I'm in British Columbia. You know, yesterday it got so cold that my hummingbird feeders, I built special containers for them. They froze in spite of my heaters. I really panicked because I had to keep my hummingbirds warm. Quebec, yes. Mont-Laurier, yes, in Quebec. Yes, I know where that is. And that must be cold too, right? Yes. St. Mary's in Maryland, says Kelly. Hey, it's so wonderful to have you all that. So have all your comments here. I'm reading it in parallel. It's really wonderful. I finally got this to a fine art so I can see both YouTube and and Facebook at once. Wow, it must be exhausting. You know, this is the most difficult part because a lot of little ones actually die because it's so exhausting to get out. It's so exhausting. Wow. Near Sacramento, California. Well, Sacramento, California. Yes, I know that area to San Francisco, Sacramento. I think it's been quite cold there, hasn't it? I change my hummingbird feeders every 2 hours. Stephanie, yes, but you know, it's true, but you know, there's a lot to discuss about hummingbirds. I noticed that some of them even come late at night, which surprised me. So that's why I built these special heaters for them, and now they can cope with the cold. Today we have still got sub-zero temperatures, but not as cold as yesterday. Isn't it a privilege, Cindy? It's wonderful. It is. It is. Just keep your comments running. Eric says, it's been warm here on the East Coast. Well, that's lucky. I can see that, right? You can look at the nest, how beautiful it is. It's so nice talking to all of you. Really, it is. Did you hear about the Stellar Sea Eagles? Yes, Kelly. Oh my God. We can talk a lot about the Stellar Sea Eagle. It's a great event. And you know, we actually, so let me just say what Kelly is saying there on the YouTube channel. So some of you may have heard, but there has been in both in the US and in Canada on the East Coast, they observed a Steller's sea eagle. I think it went even down to Minnesota or so, right? The Steller's sea eagle. And that obviously has flown right across, probably from Japan, quite amazing. And we can be surprised that this doesn't happen more often, actually, Kelly. Yes, I've heard about it, and I wish I could have photographed it. Of course, I was in Japan, and I have watched Steller's eagle with great delight, absolutely. And there is a beautiful video, and I'll post it again, about a hybrid, because some people said, can a Steller's eagle actually mate with a bald eagle? The answer is yes, it can, and there's evidence. I will post it again on Facebook and maybe on YouTube. I'll post this special. Oh, there, isn't it cute? Isn't it wonderful? I will post it again. It's absolutely magnificent. Just seen it from Massachusetts. Yes, absolutely. Brenda says, I just left visiting the nest yesterday. You did. Brenda was there. So you obviously saw E9. No, you didn't see E19. No, you wouldn't have seen it. Of course not. You don't have the angle, right? But you were there. This is such a gift. Penny from Georgia, USA. From Penny. That's very nice. Mohammed says, yeah, it's like bald eagles in Russia. Absolutely, that's true. The Steller sea eagle is in Kamchatka, right? It's the East Coast. It's I've not been to Kamchatka, but I've been to Hokkaido, and I've seen lots of Stellers. It's absolutely magnificent. Okay, some more comments coming in. Let's see on YouTube. This little one worked so hard. Yes, it did, to get out of its shell. It's so much work, isn't it? And David Dunn. Oh, very nice. David says, yes, for Northern California, it's been cold. Is that right, David? That's good. Snow levels will drop to 1,000 feet or less. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Oh, wow. And Mikat says, do eagles regurgitate, yes, their food to feed the babies? Yes, they do. Absolutely. And you can see that. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, they do. They do. And they do it very well. They've got this massive crop, and yes, they do that. Yeah. It's quite incredible, isn't it? It's so beautiful to see. Anyway, the Steller sea eagle is big news, right? So the Steller sea eagle is bigger than our bald eagle, right? It's a lot bigger actually, and it's a beautiful eagle. If you've seen this orange beak and these incredible feather tonations in white and dark brown, it's absolutely magnificent. Beautiful bird, absolutely magnificent, really. So yes, it's a big thing that one was spotted, and would be nice to have some more Steller eagles here. Do well, they eat mainly fish, of course, right? In Southwest Florida, they mainly scavenge on fish, right? That's the main thing, of course. Tim says that would be cool to have Steller mate here with bald eagle. Yes, to get another kind of eagle in America. Yes, and I will. Gosh, I wish I'd been prepared for this, Tim. I would pull out the video that I have on the Stellers and on that. They call it the hybrid eagle. It's a massive juvenile. It's huge. It's unbelievable. So I will give a separate talk on that because it's a big thing. Unfortunately, the video quality at that time, it was, I think, filmed in the early 2000s, wasn't that good. I think it was somewhere near Harrison Mills where it was filmed, but the quality wasn't as great, of course, as what we have now, right? Let me just see if I can get, now it went back. Let's just spool back again. Let's just spool back once more because it's so special. Okay. Let's see if you have any more comments. No, I think I've actually managed to answer everything, at least as far as I know. If anybody has additional comments on E19 and E20, you're very happy to put them in the chat because I'm quite sure you know a lot more than I do. I mean, I loved it. I absolutely loved it when I went to Southwest Florida. They were so nice. And I saw Northeast Florida nest too. By the way, the Northeast Florida nest is coming around somewhere in the 22nd of January. I remember that from Gretchen. So that's another big thing, right? It's absolutely magnificent. Yes. Marina says, wish humans would change their views on wildlife. Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. All wildlife are mums and dads, and babies deserve to live too. Oh yes, Leona says absolutely beautiful, isn't it? And thanks for the stars. Thank you, Josephine, for the stars, and that's really kind of you. I appreciate all that is going to support our channel, of course. It's really marvelous. I mean, this is one of the best, actually the best parts of the video I've ever seen. It's really so beautiful. Hi, Guy. How's the view from your live camera in Kelowna? Guy, that's a great question. So Guy Cochran is a very good friend of mine, very technical guru, and he is in Washington State, near Seattle actually, and he has been looking at, well, I have a beautiful camera in Kelowna, that's where our summer house is, and we had incredible cloud formations yesterday, very sort of, well, not dust devils, but cloud devils coming down, and I've actually got the camera live right now. At the moment, nothing is happening there at the nest because the temperatures are too cold, Guy. They're very cold. They're very cold, oh, thank you for the star. Well, thank you for all your kind wishes. But anyway, I will put that back online as soon as it gets warmer, and hopefully we will do that. Thank you so much. The stars party is complete. Thank you, Josephine, that you helped with all the donations of the stars. That is absolutely wonderful. Really, very kind of you. Okay. Does anybody else have any comments? Hi, Denise. Very nice to see you. Gosh, I see so many of you here, and it's so funny, even though I've never met you, I know your names so well, because I promise you, I read your comments every day, even if I can only give you a heart or a like, but I do read your comments and I remember your names. I really do, even if I've never remembered you, but I can associate your names very often with your comments because I pay a lot of attention. So I do appreciate everybody here, right? I do my best to remember you, and sometimes if you put comments into, Messenger, I do respond with a heart or whatever, because it's impossible, unfortunately, to respond to everyone individually. But do know I acknowledge everything. I really do, and I appreciate everything. Janet said, Janet, you see, I know all it. Great to have you live answer questions, Dr. Zassus. So good to have both Harriet and M15 there at the nest. Yes. So once again, I'm not the Southwest Florida eagle specialist. I don't claim to be that. But I've been there once and I saw it. Best channel on Facebook, YouTube. Thank you, Eric. So I've been there, and I can certainly bring my enthusiasm of eagles there. If I can do anything, I can convey my enthusiasm of eagles to you and share it with you. And I can answer a lot of questions because I learned a lot from my good expert friend David Hancock, to whom I owe a lot of knowledge. David is the ever driving force on eagles here on the Pacific Northwest. Probably one of the most knowledgeable bald eagle persons that live on the planet. Has decades and decades of experience, and so I owe a lot of the things that I say to him. So whatever I say should be true because he said it, right? And he's a scientist, so that's as good as it gets. Que lindo! Yes, it is. It is very much. Thank you, David. That's very kind for your donation, David Dunn. That's really kind. So David is a great astronomer, and he gives lots of beautiful YouTube videos on astronomy, an excellent professor. And wow, David, we have this great thing going on about the James Webb Telescope. Now everybody will think, what does the James Webb Telescope have to do with this? But it's one of the greatest moments in science, is the James Webb Telescopes at the solar panels are opening now. Those of you who have never heard of the James Webb Telescope, it's a huge thing that's going to bring us a step further to understanding the universe, if we can ever understand it. But it certainly does, right? Okay. Gentleman Go says, any history of an eagle raising a chick alone if their mates... Okay. Let me think a bit about this. If their mates disappear. That's a very difficult story. I have to think about it. How long does hatching process take? Okay, David, 37 days. It's 37 days usually, between 35 and 37 days, depending on the location. That's the typical duration for hatching, right? Let me just go look on the other channel. Sandy says, would you repeat your reply to a question? Do eagles regurgitate? Do you think, Sandy, do you think I'm wrong? I think, as far as I know, I believe that they do regurgitate, right? They have a crop, and that's how I think they feed. As far as I know, that's what they do, unless I'm wrong. But I do believe they regurgitate. If there's anybody who wants to correct me, I'm very happy to be corrected. But that is my understanding. That is my understanding, right? But I'm also a fact checker because I'm a scientist. And when I get things wrong, I will tell you that I'm getting it wrong, okay? So if anyone is here to correct me, be my guest. I have no problems with that, okay? Yes, it's progressing well with you say, he says JWST. There's a big controversial about the nose. I still say James Webb, but they say JWST. It's deliberately written like that, but we won't go into the into the controversial here. But Google JWST, that is the big telescope. Absolutely, yes. On Twitch, I see. Yes, that's right. That's right. Tim says 3 or 4 years ago, Decorah raised her eagles when her mate disappeared. Thank you, Tim. Well, you see, you get Gentleman Ghost. This is cross-channel because you get Tim, who is on Facebook, who's answering your question much better than I could ever have done, who knows that in Decorah it was raised by itself. So thank you very much for your input, Tim. I'm just the postman here who brings things from the one channel to the other if I don't know things. So thanks for that. That's great, isn't it? Oh, Carrie says, JWST is the most exciting event of modern astrophysics. I'm glad that there are others here who think alike me, who think that, apart from this big moment, of course, there's something amazing happening out there in the universe. And I mean, okay, the telescope still has very big critical moments to go through. Those of you who've never heard of this telescope, please Google it. The James Webb Space Telescope, or the JWST. If you don't want to say James Webb, could be my guest, that's fine. But do Google it, and it's a 10 billion project. It's the most phenomenal thing that man has ever built. As far as space is concerned, it's amazing. Hi, Ivani. Bom dia, tudo bem. That's nice. Ashley says, Decorah chicks were much older, I see, and fish supply was right there. Difficult for one pair to raise. Well, that's critical what Ashley is saying here. Ashley is saying something very critical. So it depends very much on the age. If they are too young, it's nearly impossible because as soon as they leave the nest, they expose the little ones to all kinds of possible prey. So there has to be a certain age condition too, and I think that's a very good comment. You're absolutely right. They regurgitate but do not feed their eagles. Thank you. That is great comment. I just learned something, Dr. Leo. Thank you for that comment. So here you go. They regurgitate but do not feed their eagles that way. So they don't, not by regurgitation. I thank you very much for the correction. I'm going to read up on it. I didn't know that, and that's great to know. Thank you. Okay, let's see on the other channel. Let's see what else we have here. It's amazing. They can exert the right amount of pressure when brooding. That's right. I'm so worried about them being smothered. Yes, that's Lorraine saying that. And Terry, hi Terry. Hi Dr. Zassa, I have a question. They usually confirm a hatch when the chick has cleared. Yes, I know where you're going with this. Clear the chick is half out, yes. Well, you are 100% right. And maybe I'm the big optimist. Let me just go back again. So Terry is saying, can you really say that this is a hatch? Is this a hatch? Because it's not out completely, right? I'm probably the big optimist here, and you may be right. But so maybe the hatch is not officially a hatch until the moment where it leaves the shell, because it is such a difficult process. You're right. You're right. I don't know the answer. I just saw someone posted this, and I went back and I saw this. But it probably cannot yet be confirmed as a hatch. Maybe you are right, okay? Just Google the regurgitation. No, eagles do not regurgitate. Thank you, Mikat. That great, that is good. They tear off the food and hold to the eagle's beaks. Interesting. Thank you for that confirmation. I really appreciate it. I learned something here. That's great. Gentleman Ghost, if you go to where in Webb, yeah, we're talking about the WEBB. They give you specific locations. Yes. So, gentleman ghost, the the space telescope. Now we're jumping to the space. Was launched off the equator. So in astronomical terms, it is at declination 0, and right ascension is about 5 degrees, which puts it somewhere near Orion, by the way. So that is completely correct. It is going to what we call the Lagrange point, which is a quasi-stable point in space between the Sun and the Earth. It's about 150 million miles away. Okay, sorry we're going to jump into space, but it's so exciting. And it's a quasi-stable point because it's not completely stable. It's very complex what type of orbits they're doing. But at the moment, the James Webb Telescope is still on the trajectory away from the equator, declination 0. We call that declination 0 if it's in line with the equator, right? And right ascension somewhere around 5 and 6. I'm going to try and get it on one of our big telescopes as soon as the weather clears. You'll see it as a spot. As soon as the solar panels are open, we should see the James Webb at a much lower magnitude, which means it's brighter. Thanks for that. Great topic. You're absolutely right. So yes, and where is Webb? That's where you would see it. Absolutely. Leanne says, they feed pieces of whole meat, but they are first born until they drop saliva into the eagle's mouth. Is that right? Until they gain... Okay. Well, Leanne gave the exact definition here. I was not aware of that. So she says, they feed pieces of whole meat, but when they are first born, they will drop saliva into the eagle's mouth until they gain head. That's it. And Gentleman Ghost says, is the eagle half empty or half full? Thank you. Is the egg half empty or half full? I would say, let's say it's half empty when it hatches, because half empty for one sounds better than half full. I like that. Thank you, Karen, for the donation. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I'll jump to the other channel again. I'm seeing all your comments coming in. It's wonderful. Leanne says, the yolk provides a huge amount of nutrients. Of course they do, yes, until they can gain head control or grab pieces of meat. Some of you are very well informed, and thank you so much for putting this in. Also, Tim says, Pritchett have not called it a hatch yet. Okay, so I'm obviously... I'm obviously ahead of time, but I'm very optimistic. I would say I'm 99% optimistic that this is a hatch. Okay, so I'm the early one. I ran before the starting gun, but I'm prepared to do that on this occasion. Okay, let's put the bets out that everything is going to go fine. Okay, I think it'll go fine. But thanks for the correction. So we're not allowed to call it a hatch yet. However, we're quietly celebrating here, okay? We're quietly celebrating very loudly, by the way, and we're saying, well, let's call it a hatch. Cindy says, the newest one is trying so hard. Can I ask how long did the fluffy one hatch? I don't know, Cindy. I'm sure there's somebody here who would know, and I don't know. If anyone can give information on E19 here, that would be wonderful. I don't know the answer, but I think it's somewhere on the Southwest Florida nest. We would know. Mohammed says, and the eagles consume the rest of the yolk. Yes, they get. Isn't it marvelous? You know, that's recycling at its best in nature, and we don't have those recycling abilities. We just don't have them. If we could recycle that way, wouldn't it be wonderful? It's just marvelous what nature does. It's protection, nutrition, everything at once. Complete recycling. It's marvelous. Margaret says, what is your favorite, most exciting moment you personally have witnessed through the ears of the eagle? Wow, Margaret, I have to think. Probably, for me, the most exciting must have been, well, there are two things. The one was the visit in Alaska. I mean, that was fantastic to have eagles land right next to me. I've never had that in my life. I've never had that in my life, that when my friend Jack Mullen put out his arm, an eagle nearly landed on his arm. I've never seen anything like that. That probably was one of the biggest moments. And the other one was in Hokkaido, when I saw the Stellar sea eagle, because it's so incredibly beautiful. So those probably were the two biggest moments that I can remember, right? I've had so many wonderful moments. I'm very fortunate, especially with all the friends I've met. but I would say that sort of stands out. Thank you for the question. It's great, isn't it? Half hatch. Is it half full or half empty? If anybody knows when it's confirmed, thank you, Terry, for the donation. That's very kind of you. Thank you. That's really appreciated. It'll support the channel. Meekat says, thanks for all the information you've spoken about. Been here many times, but this is the first time that the chat has been up. Yes, and I will, if you like this to chat more about eagles, if you want me to do eagle news once a week, I'll happily do that. I will bring together news, and I can, and I would like you to participate with that. That is so kind. Thank you, Lee, and my goodness, that is so kind of you for the support. It's very appreciated. It's all coming back to you in tenfold. I really appreciate that. And thank you, Diane, for the wonderful stars. My goodness, we're being really overwhelmed here with kindness today. I so appreciate it. Jessica said, it would be fun if you come to Sweden. Yeah, so you could go on a trip here to see birds. Yes, Jessica, I lived in Västerås. That's near Stockholm. For 5 years, that's where I learned Swedish. Okay, so I had a house in Sweden, and that's where I originally started my astronomy and so on. But I have a big heart for Sweden, especially for the Northern Lights, which I had in some cases on a daily basis in my garden. People get so envious, and I said, "Oh, not the Northern Lights again." But yes, you're absolutely right. Of course, the wildlife in Sweden is absolutely exquisite. I do watch a few Swedish channels on wildlife, so I absolutely would love to do that. Thank you, Josephine, again for the stars. My goodness, you are all so wonderful. I'm just going to let's see where the nest is. I don't know if we know anything additional. No, she's back, so I'm going to spool back again. Let me go back to this moment here. Let's just go back here. You're all being so wonderful. What are stars? Josephine, what are stars? Well, stars are something you can donate to support a channel. That's on Facebook, right? It's on Facebook, it's something. Lynn says E19 pip to hatch 26 hours. There you go. Well, look at this information. So somebody asked, how long did E19 take? So it took 26 hours, which is quite normal. 47 minutes and 10 seconds. Well, that's being really precise, isn't that? That is very precise. Yes, David says, wow, Leanne. Well, there you go. I mean, people are just so, here the viewers here are just so well informed. That's wonderful. So I would consider that's quite normal, between 24 and 48 hours. So yeah, well, Emily, I should correct myself. I am not allowed to call this hatched yet, although I thought it was a hatch, but it's quite far out. So I've been a little bit unprofessional here, to say the least, because hatching is defined when the eaglet completely leaves the shell, right? I thought that had been the case, but it's not quite true. Let me just go back to... So it's not quite there yet. As you can see, it's completely exhausted, but I'm going to just be the big optimist and say, yes, it is, well, I would say it's 99.8% hatched, okay? That's what I should say, right? I should keep it optimistic. Yeah. So yes, Emily, I have to correct myself. Okay? But it's such a wonderful moment. How can we not share this, right? When I saw this, I just thought, oh my God, I just have to come down and share this with all of you. Harriet pulling the curtain on the show. Yes, isn't that right? That's exactly right. That's well said. It's pulling the curtain. That's exactly what it is. It's pulling the curtain prematurely, and it certainly pulled it on me. So beautiful, Ivani, isn't it? It is, absolutely. It is. So yes, it's a big moment. So anyway, you weren't unprofessional, Christian, just a wellspring of optimism. Yes, that's me. That's what it is. It is, and I'm, as I said, it's very likely everything's going to go well. So let's just, we don't even have to cross fingers. Let's just assume this will be, look at this wonderful picture. What else can you say, right? So, so anyway, that's, so I know I put this sign up before and I said, well, look, welcome E20, E19 was born yesterday. So yes, I can say welcome E20. I didn't say, and I sound like a politician now, don't I? Uh, I could say it's looking out, so why shouldn't we say welcome? Okay, that's really political. It's garbage, isn't it? So let's not talk like that. No problem. I assumed it was hatching, wasn't it, Emily? Yes, it was. It was. It was. Nancy says, the nest is at Fort Myers in Florida. Yes, I've been there. So beautiful area that I got to see. Heritage and M15 are wonderful eagles and great parents. Have watched it since E9. Well, so you go way back in history. That's long. You're very welcome. So you go back a long, long way here. No, you go back a long way. No problem. I assume they were hatching. Yes. So they are hatching. Yes. That's what's happening. Okay, I'm gonna run now, and I will definitely be back very soon, and I'm going to assume that the next time I'm going to show this view is you're going to see E19 and E20 together out of the shell. Okay, so how's that? That's going to be the next show, which will follow very soon. And in the meantime, thank you for all the kind donations. Thank you mostly all for your wonderful comments, for your participation. That makes this channel so wonderful. Thank you for all your great contributions and also correcting me when I get some facts wrong, which I do. I really appreciate it. I mean, that's what makes this so much better. Can you imagine TV is just this one-way show, which I never like, whether you watch news or whatever, but this is a two-way channel. You are just as much there as I am, and very often I'm just conveying whatever you say there. So I really greatly appreciate it. So thanks a lot, my friends, my Eagle friends. And I'll be posting another video, by the way, Eagle video tomorrow. Okay, so more coming. And really having a wonderful time with you. Happy holidays, everyone.